talk on the 31st chapter of Genesis. I usually take this fifth Sunday and just teach a little while and something that's relative and that we can relate to what's going on in this world today and life itself and and what we're dealing with. People done dealt with that before. 31 chapter of Genesis. 31 chapter of Genesis. And God got a way of letting us know that He's still on the throne. He's still watching what's going on into this day and time. Genesis chapter 31. And a lot of times seem like it affects God's people more. And sometimes we ask the question, where is God with all this stuff going on? We go to church every Sunday and do this. And yeah, we're going to have storms, but that's okay. But God take care of us in the storm, don't He? Yeah, let me tell you something. I mean, we don't like rain, but guess what? Rain is good for us. Believe that rain is really good for us, and we need the rain. Chapter 31, which I found very interesting, and I looked at it a little while and studied on it, and I like it. Says, now Jacob heard the word of Laban's son, saying, Jacob has taken away all that our fathers, and from what was our father, he has acquired all this wealth. Now, when Jacob first went to Lebanon after he running from his brother, he had to work for the wives that he got. He had to work for Leah and he had to work for Rachel. And Jacob worked 20 years for him. First year, which everybody know. For 7 years, he wanted Rachel, but he wound up getting Leah. He said, that ain't what I signed up for. Then he had to wait 7 more years in order to get who? Rachel. Can I watch? And so, but when the first came on scene, he only had 2 daughters. But later on, Study he had sons. Because the scripture said, and Laban's sons says that Jacob done stole all our stuff. That's what he said. And when you said that, and Jacob heard that. Can I watch? Let's continue. And Jacob saw the countenance of Laban, and indeed it was not favorable towards him as before. When Jacob first went there, Laban was loving him, was treating him right, was good to him. But now the things have what? Changed. Okay, watch. We're going to keep on reading. Then the Lord said to Jacob, return to the land of your fathers and to your family, and I will be with you. Now here God is doing what? Telling Jacob, now you're not welcome here anymore. Huh? You're not welcome here anymore. So now you need to return back to where? Home. Go back to the lands of your what? Fathers. Tell him what he need to do. Because guess what? They ain't favorable no more. Now, if I was to take that and use it spiritually, sometimes we need to tell our children, the street don't want you no more. That's why they're killing you. You need to go back to church. Streets don't want you. What they doing? They shooting you up. Tell us, hey, the church was our landmark. Church where our blessing flowed from. Hey, here we go. Watch this here. A lot of our great movie stars and actors, where they started from? Aretha Franklin, Marvin Gaye, where they started at? Sam Cooke, in the church. Al Green, in the church. Who? Who's the name? Okay, well, all of them got started in the church. We need to go back to the old landmark, and that was the church. And the church still functioning, and is still vital, and is still vibing. The church is alive and moving. So what did? So God told Jacob to look, time for you to leave here and go back home. Go back where? To the land of your what? Father. The church was the land of our people. Okay. So Jacob sent and called Rachel and Leah to the field to his flock and said to them, I see your father's countenance that is not favorable towards me as before, but the God of my father has been with me, and you know that with all my might I have served your father. Right? Can I watch this here though? Yet your father has deceived me and changed my wages 10 times. Watch this here. But God did not allow him to what? To hurt me. There we're in the 31st chapter of Genesis. Didn't allow him to what? Hurt me. God got a way of keeping his hands on you, don't he? God got a way. If you his, God gonna take care of you. But watch this. Watch it. Keep reading. If he said, "Thus the speckle shall be your wages," then all the flock was speckled. And if he said, "Thus the sheep shall be your wages," then all the flock bore sheep. So God has called and taken away the livestock of your father and given it to me. Now, you see, when people are unfair with you and don't treat you right, and you doing right, hello? And what happened? He got all the flock. Okay, watch this here. He said, how many times he changed the wages on him? 10 times. And what did Jacob do? What did Jacob do? He continued working. Watch this. You ever heard this term? You got to hear it from me. Suffer well. So what did he do? He suffered what? Well, and God, and he wind up with what? All of the, that's right. He suffered well. And God, if you read back in a few more chapters back, the angel told him how to breed and how you come out with the speckle and the striped goats and lambs. But how many of us want to suffer well? None of us. But here Jacob did what? They changed my wages on me 10 times. He changed my wages. So if he changed his wages on him 10 times, so what that mean? I got to suffer well. I mean, we read every time you turn around, he was changing the wages on me. he started changing the wages on me from the beginning. He said, first of all, I said, look, I'm going to work for Rachel. He said, okay, you can have Rachel. He went there and he did what? He worked it for Rachel, but wind up with Leah. Then he go tell us, well, look, you got to get the first one, older one first. The one that got the tender eye, the cockeyed one. You got to get her first. And then he worked. And then in order to get the other one, he had to work 7. And he had to get, and he got, Leah. That's how long he had to work to get Leah, didn't he? 7 more years. But just showing you how, you know, all that he had to go through. See, a lot of us don't want to suffer where we go to complaining and complaining. God got a way of elevating you. If you do right, God got a way of elevating you. God know how to elevate you. Like David said, he'll bless you in the presence of your... And so what happened to Jacob? He got blessed. Because why? Because, watch that. I'm going to show you why. Go turn to the 28th chapter of Genesis, just a couple of verses over. Someone read verses 20 to 22. 28th chapter of Genesis, here Jacob says something to God. Watch it this year. Yeah, watch it, read that.
Then Jacob made a vow saying, if God will be with me and keep me in this way that I am going, and give me bread to eat and clothing to put on, so that I come back to my father's house in peace, then the Lord shall be my God. And this stone which I have set as a pillar shall be God's house. And of all that you give me, I will surely give a tenth to you. That's 20 through 22.
That's right. You see the vow that he made? Huh? He made a vow, didn't he? And he kept that vow. He kept it. And can I watch this here, though? Look at the vow he made, though. Look at the vow he made. Read that again, Sister Glo. Listen well. Look at the vow he made to God.
Then Jacob made a vow, saying, if God will be with me and keep me in this way.
Hold on. Keep me in this way. Keep me right. Okay? Okay, you see that? Keep me in this way. Go ahead.
That I am going, and give me bread to eat and clothing to put on, so that I come back to my father's house in peace.
Hello? Is he asking for anything strange? No, he's not. He's not asking for nothing strange. He's not asking for a lot of money. He's not asking the keys. He said, Lord, you keep me in your way. He said, if you keep me in this way. You see, and that's all he wanted to do was to keep him in that way, right? Did he ask for Sister Gold, Sister Pam? What did he ask for?
Bread to eat and clothes to put on.
Hello? And keep him right. That's all he wants. Huh? He didn't ask for nothing else, did he? And then say, and let me return to my father's land or my father's house in... Hello? He didn't ask for much, did he? He made a vow, something that he was able to keep. And while he was keeping that vow, he suffered well. He said, Lord, look, just keep clothes on my feet. Huh? He didn't keep me with a lot of money. He said, keep me in this way, but Lord, look, Keep me away, but look, keep food in my belly, clothes on my back, shoes on my feet. And God honored that, didn't he? You see, a lot of time we ask for a whole lot, and all thing we want God to do is just to keep us. Keep me in perfect peace. That's all he wanted. That's all. And God honors that. Even though he suffered well, but watch this here. I read that he took his wives in the field and they talk. But you know, sometimes walls got ears, don't they? Huh? Didn't I read y'all that he took them in the field? And then he said that your father countenance is not with me anymore. Huh? He done start acting strange with me. Now you acting crazy with me. I ain't doing nothing. I did everything you want me to do. And look at what he said. He changed my wages 10 times and I still work. I suffered well. He changed them 10 times and I ain't complain. I done the work. But now watch this here though. The first verse says what? What the first verse says in what it says? No, the very first verse in chapter 31. I'm sorry. Okay, hold on. See, watch it here. Sometimes people give us a sign time to go. Huh? People give us a sign time to go. I'm tired of you now. You're getting too much. Huh? You're getting too much. when you got people at your house, when you want them to go, what you start doing? Sweeping? Huh? Start picking up. When we want people to go, we start doing this stuff. We start picking up. Or, watch this show, when mad day comes, I'll be glad when you find your place to stay. I can't wait. Huh? Because you've been in the house too long. Genesis chapter 31. Yeah, and the first thing in the house, you've been in the house too long. So now Jacob heard what the son said of Laban. So now that's a sign time for him to go. God done fixed him up. But now, watch this here though. In this day and time, the stuff that we are dealing with, God got a way of bringing you out and giving you more than you. You see, we can't worry about what the people doing. If you're a child of God and God is on your side, we got to learn how to suffer well. They done took stuff from us. They done this to us, but we got to suffer well. Jacob suffered well 10 times. They took his wages. They changed his wages 10 times. 10 times they changed the boy's wages. First of all, I had to work 7 years for Leah. Didn't want Leah. I wanted Rachel. Had to turn around and work 7 more years to get her. And then here you come. Every time you turn around, you'll give me the spotted sheep, give me the kind of sheep, this and that. Now you keep changing on me. But now, so what he did, he took his wives in the field and they had a conversation, didn't they? Can I watch this? Okay, watch this here. Verse 7 says, your father has deceived me and changed my wages 10 times, but God did not allow him to hurt me. If he said thus, the speckle shall be your wage, then all the flock bore speckles. If he said thus, the sheep shall be your wage, then all the flock with sheep So God has taken away the livestock of your father and give to me. And it happened at that time when the flock conceived that I lifted my eyes and saw in a dream, and behold, the ram which leaped upon the flock with sheep speckled and gray spotted. Then the angel of God spoke to me in a dream, saying, Joseph, I said, here am I. And he said, lift your eyes now and see. All the rams which leap on the flock are streaked, speckled, and gray spotted. For I have seen all that Laban is doing to you. See how God sent his angels and said, look, we see what he's doing to you. He said, all that is speckled. He said, look, I'm going to fix you up. All the spots and the spots and the sheets, what sheets mean the stripes. All that belongs to you. We done fix you up. Watch this here. Watch. I am the God of Bethel, where you anointed the pillar and where you made a vow to me. Hello? Didn't we read the vow that he made to him at Bethel? Can I watch this here? Watch this here. God brought him back to Bethel spiritually. He wasn't there at the place, but look what he said. The vow that you made to me at Bethel. So watch that. My mind went back to Bethel on what? On the agreement, on the vow that I made, and God honored the vow. Hello? See, I had to read that for you so you can see why he was blessed and why God gave him all that he gave him, because why? He made a vow with God in Bethel. Now, God took him back to Bethel in his head, in his mind, and to reflect on the deal that they made. How many of us made a little simple vow to God? Say, Lord, if you just keep me close, keep me healthy, I'm going to serve you until I can't serve you no more. And what God going to do? Keep you healthy, keep shoes on your feet. But now, watch this here now. He made that vow, didn't he? But was it a bed of roses for Jacob? No, ma'am. No, sir. It was not a bed of roses. But guess what? He worked for it, didn't he? And he suffered well. See, we don't want to suffer well. No, indeed, we don't want to suffer well at all. And sometimes we say, I don't know why I got to cry sometimes. We sing that song and look at, and don't sing the other part of the song either. But why I got to cry sometimes? Try trouble to get out of my way. Hello? But you see how this man suffered? He suffered well, but when it was time to go, he didn't leave broke. Because if you keep on reading and read a few more chapters, when he got ready to meet his brother Esau, he gave his brother Esau a whole lot of stuff. But now watch this here though. When he went into Laban, Laban is his uncle. And when he went there broke because he was running for his life. Because why? He took his brother's birthright, and so he had to run. His mama said, boy, go on to your uncle Laban. Leave Esau right now. Esau gonna kill you, boy. You better leave. You took his brother's birthright. You done fooled daddy. You done fooled daddy. We done dressed you up like Esau and had you smelling like Esau. And Jacob gave all the blessings to you. Boy, you better leave. He had to leave running with just the clothes on his back and the shoes on his feet. But when he got to Bethel, he made a vow with God. And God helped honor that vow too. But he didn't ask for no riches. Some of us, just like us, Pam, we just want a normal life, man. Huh? We ain't worried about being rich, but we don't mind living from paycheck to paycheck, but just as long as we have a little extra. The boy, look at what the boy did. He worked, and he worked, took care of his family. Watch it. Let's keep on reading. We're going to get to some good stuff. Verse 13 says, I am the God of Bethel, where you anointed the pillars and where you made a vow to me. Now arise, get out of this land and return to the land of your fathers. Huh? Okay, I just make sure y'all paying attention. But even though I said father, it's no different, is it? See, when God tell you to move, go ahead and go. Go ahead and go. Pack your bags. When God tell you to move, pack your bags. When God tell you to move, pack your bag. You know, Leo Daniel dead and gone, he preached a sermon. And in the sermon, this lady got a message that her son was sick and in the hospital. And the Bible said that she went into a closet and prayed. And the Lord told her, pack a bag and go get on the train. And she got on the train when didn't have a ticket. And then when the conductor was going around checking the tickets, when they got to her, she didn't have a ticket. So they put her off the train. After they put her off the train and the train started going forward, then they killed. Then they started up and they put it back in reverse and they went back. Didn't say, well, now it's working. Then they put it back to putting forward for it to go forward. We went forward and they killed. So the engineer asked the conductor, did we put anybody off the train? He said, yes. So they put it back on, put them back on the train. Hit that forward button, went all the way to Chicago and never stopped. When God tell you to pack your bag, pack your bag. Because the way is already made. The road is clear. Just go. Sometimes we wonder well, Lord, I ain't got no money. Just go. Same thing Eddie just told her this morning about the preacher wanted to go to Bible college, but he wanted to go in the right place at the right time where the preacher gave him a scholarship to go to Bible college. So a lot of times when God tells you to go, go. It might not seem right, but go. Lord, I ain't got no money, but you tell me to go. Go ahead and go. And God will make a way for you. Watch this here. Verse 14. Then Rachel and Leah answered and said to him, is still there any portions of inheritance for us in our father's house? Are we not considered strangers by him? For he has sold us and also completely consumed our money. For all these riches which God hath taken from our father are really ours and our children. And now then, whatever God has said to you, do it. Because I watched this here, though. The wise said it was okay, didn't it? The wise said, George, do you see that? Yeah. See that when you got family support, that go a long ways? Huh? He took the wives out in the field, and they discussed it, but they took it to the next level. Yeah, Daddy done sold us and done sold us and done sold us and done sold our stuff, and well, we ain't got nothing, huh? Huh? And know what they said? They was in agreement with Abraham. And guess what? They said? Now, don't fool with stuff for a woman, now, especially for her children. They kill you. They done took our children's stuff too. They ain't got nothing for our children. That's our stuff we got. Ain't that what she said? They said, look what it said. Look, whatever the Lord told you to do, do it, and we got your support. Let me tell you something. If I was to tell Deborah the Lord said for us to go right now, we ain't got the money for us to go, and Deborah would say, well, if the Lord told you to go, guess what? We gonna go. And that's the way it should be. Now, if I said we gonna go, she said, no, Paul, we ain't going. Not on you, but if the Lord told you to go, we gonna go. Ain't that what they said? They said, shit, look what the wife said. If God said it, we gonna go. But before they said all that, look at they were counting what all he done to them. He done sold us. Done sold all our stuff. Get away the money, and we ain't got nothing for our children. He don't have no help for our children or nothing. All what we got, yeah, that's for us. We work for it. Hello? See that? See when you get family support. See when you get the family support, well, make the traveling a whole lot easier. When everybody be on the same page, make the traveling, make the trip a whole lot pleasant. But now, let not, they don't want to go. Their mouth poked out. You can ride it to wherever you're going. The mouth poked out that far. Huh? Yes, indeed. And sometimes they got to have it sitting down there and don't say a word. You try to talk to them and don't say a word. Ain't you driving? Shut up. I don't need you to be talking to me. Or you better leave me alone. Then they put them eyes on you. They get my cousin said they get smart with you. But when you got that support, make the traveling a whole lot easier and pleasant. And pleasant. But he took him in the field and he talked to him, explained it to him. He didn't say we just going. He wrote everything down. He talked to him. Here we go again. He took him in the field. Walls talk. Just him and his wives. Didn't say the children. Sometimes the children got big mouths too. Him and the wife, they were in the field and talk. And look, he saw where they was at. They was with him. They was with him. And the first thing they told him, if the Lord said, we're going to do it. Because even though he was there, he was a spiritual man. And he suffered well, and he worked for those that was in charge of him, and he did what they say do, and he done everything right by him. And guess what? He didn't take one, I'm going to go hide me one in the mountains and go hide me one there. And no, he didn't do no stealing. He didn't do no stealing. Everything he got, he worked for it. Just like sometimes when we whip our children, guess what we're whipping? We ain't whipping them, we're whipping our money. Right? Amen. Where we at? Okay, verse 17. Right? Okay. Then Jacob arose and set his sons and his wives on camel. And he carried away all his flock, all his possessions, which he had gained, his acquired livestock, which he had gained in Paddan Aram, to go to his father's Isaac in the land of Canaan. Now Laban had gone to shear his sheep, and Rachel had stolen the household item that were her father's. And Jacob stole away, unknown to Laban, the Syrian, in that he did not tell him that he intended to flee. So he fled with all that he had. He arose and crossed the river and headed toward the mountain of Gilead. But now watch this here. He snuck off. He snuck off. He didn't have to sneak off. The Bible says he snuck off. Laban didn't know he was gone. If God told you to go, you ain't got to sneak off. God gonna take care of you. And a lot of times we know how people is. So we don't want to deal with that with their mouth or with their action because we know how people is. But if God says He's gonna take care of you, you go ahead and go. You ain't got to sneak off. You ain't got to sneak off. God said, I got you. Just go ahead and go. I want you to go. But he gonna sneak off. And then it was 3 days before he found out that what? He was gone. But the Bible says he took everything that he worked for, everything that he owned. He put everything on the job. They even took the household gods. And what they took that for is saying, what they're saying, it's not that they believed in their God, that idol that Laban worship. They were saying, I'm taking my inheritance. So when you take that household God, guess what? Guess what you're doing? According to Laban, to the other folks, I'm taking your protection. So she took that. And then he got, as we read the story, he got behind them and wanted his stuff. Verse 22. And Laban was told on the third day that Jacob fled, and he took his brethren with him and pursued him for a 7-day journey, and he overtook him in the mountain of Gilead. But God had came to Laban, the Syrian, in a dream by night and said to him, be careful that you speak to Jacob neither good nor bad. God even tell your enemy, huh? No, what you can't get what you can't do. You can't do God people any kind of way. You see, we don't know how to suffer well. We don't know how to suffer well. If we suffer well, God gonna take care of us. Ain't nothing that they can do us. As long as we do what's right. Jacob done what's right. Jacob made a vow to God, didn't he? And when he made that vow to God, he made that vow to God because why? He wanted to do what's right. He didn't want to get besides himself. And so what he did, he made that vow to God. But now watch this here. Sometimes we God will allow things to happen to us, and knowing that Laban wasn't right, and knowing that Jacob could not overthrow Laban. So what did he do? Watch this here. I know Jacob. I had to be there. I know Jacob stayed in contact with God. I know Jacob prayed. Huh? I know he prayed. I mean, Bible don't have to say that. I know he prayed. I know he said that if he made a vow then in Bethel, I know he prayed. Now you see, do you see where some church named Mount Bethel? You see where they get the name from? Right there, Bethel. And what's the purpose of Bethel? Where Jacob made a vow to God. Let me get Mountain of Gilead, but okay. So Laban overtook Jacob, and Jacob had pitched his tent in the mountain, and Laban with his brethren pitched in the mountain of Gilead. And Laban said to Jacob, what have you done that you have stolen away unknown to me, and carried away my daughters like captives, taken with the sword? Why did you flee away secretly and steal away from me, and not tell me? For I might have sent you away with joy and song, with timbrels and harp, and did not allow me to kiss my sons and my daughters. Now you have done foolishly in so doing. It is in my power to do you harm, but hello, the God of your father, spoke to me last night, saying, be careful that you speak to Jacob neither good or bad. And now you have surely gone, because you greatly long for your father's house, but you did steal my God. He didn't know Richard took him. Then Jacob answered and said to Laban, because I was afraid, for I said, perhaps you have taken your daughters from me by force. With whomever you find your God, do not let them live in the presence of our brethren. Identify what I have of yours and take it with you. For Jacob did not know that Rachel had stolen them. He didn't know. And Laban went into Jacob's tent and Leah's tent in the two maid tent, but did not find them. Then he went out of Leah's tent and entered Rachel's tent. Now Rachel had taken the household items and put them in the camel saddle and sat on them. And Laban searched all about the tent and did not find them. And he said to her father, let it not displease my lord that I cannot rise, because for the manner of women's is with me. And he searched but did not find the household idols. Wow. She know what to say to keep him from searching her. Because it was that time of the month. And he did, and back then it was considered unclean. And so he couldn't touch her. But if he'd have touched her, he'd have been unclean. And so out of respect also. And then that was his daughter. And he says, women's are with me. And he didn't touch her. But he took, if you look in the Bible, some of your study Bibles will tell you what were those idols, why she took them. It's not the idea that she wanted to worship them. No, she didn't want to do that. All right, well, I stopped there. $36, right? 36. And it says, and then Jacob was angry and rebuked Laban, and Jacob answered and said to Laban, what is my trespass? What is my sin that you have so hotly pursued me? Although you have searched all my things, what part of your household have you found? Set it here before my brothers and your brothers, that they may be judged between us both. These 12 20 years. Look, can I watch this here? I have been with you. Your ewes and your female goats have not miscarried. They are young, and I have not eaten the ram of your flock, that which was torn by beasts. I did not bring it to you. I bore the loss of it. You require it from my hands, whether stolen by day or by night. There I was in the days the drought consumed me, and the frost by night, and my sleep departed from my eyes. Can I watch this here now? Now, I just showed you he suffered well. For how long? 20 years. Okay, can I watch this here? He said, I suffered 20 years. I told you that earlier. 7 years for each wife. Right? And while he was working for those wives, he was tending to the sheep. Can I watch it this year? Look at what he said. He said, if one got stolen, guess what? I replaced it from mine. If one got killed by a beast, I never brought it to you. I never told you that you had a loss. I made sure that you had all your stuff. All right, and the way he said? I made sure. Changed my wages 10 times. You've done all this to me. Look at all what I lost. Church, a lot of time, in order for us to really get up, you got to first go down. And if you don't go down, you ain't getting up. As physically, spiritually, mentally, if you don't go down, you ain't going up. I never saw it. I never saw a man start from up and go up. No. If you don't go down, you ain't going up. Jacob went down, but he went up. But while he was down, he suffered well. How many of us will stay there 20 years? That's up, ain't it? Look how God took care of him. And he came out better. He came out a rich man than he was before. He came out rich. If you keep reading the next chapter, it's showing how much he gave his brother Esau when they met. He gave him 3 different shipments. But here, Jacob, Laban could not find nothing that Jacob took. And Jacob was so positive that number took it from him and said, look, and whatever you find, put it right there. In front of my brethren and your brethren. Put it down. Jacob outlined all he done for him. He made, see, a lot of times when people do stuff for you, they want to wash your face with it. Just come out and do it. But here Jacob was forced to say what all he done for him. In this day and time, people, we got to learn how to suffer well. We know people on our job ain't fair. But suffer well. In due time, God gonna elevate you. Believe that. Look, tell you something. Laban lost more than he could imagine. They thought, see, watch this, people. You are a child of God. Remember that. You are a child of God. People going to do you wrong. But in due time, God going to elevate you. Laban, look what happened to them, George. He went down. Look all the way he did to Jacob. Cut my salary 10 times. Changed my salary 10 times. Changed my wages 10 times. That's something, ain't it? I'm thinking I'm getting somewhere, and I ain't getting nowhere. But every time he changed his wages, God had a way of making them sheep come out speckled. Now, what did he do? Now, in closing, let me explain this to you. God will not bless you with stuff you are not familiar with. God didn't give upon there no sheep and goats. He never raised that. No. No, back then, that was their money, their commodities. If you had a lot of that, you were rich. Can I watch this here, though? Sister McGowan, the speckled sheep, the striped sheep or goats, and the one that was multicolored goats, right? Little Randy, does goat meat taste different from if it had speckles on it? If the goat is speckled and the goat is white, which your meat tastes better? Tastes the same, ain't it? That's right. It tastes the same. Why? It's still a goat. If I get a black cow and you get a red cow, what part of the cow is not beef? Huh? So it wasn't going to taste better than nothing? Or it's still what? But he was looking at the color. Well, purebred stuff. Anytime you kill a cow, and you say, I'm going to get me a steak, how many of us go in there and say, well, oh, what kind of steak is it? What kind of cow is it? Huh? When me and Deborah went to Sullivan and they gave us this big old leg, but Deborah don't eat much. Me and her ate off that big old steak. I ate most of it. And we now time asked him what kind of cow it was. Do you know why people say, well, we feeding Angus beef? No. Because Angus got more meat on him. He's not leggy. Meaning, no, a Bremer cow got legs on him. An Angus cow, they're wide. They got more meat on them. That's all it is. He's just a wide cow, big old, he's just a wide cow, short and wide. A Hereford is short and wide. Then if you go to the Ralph right there, they got aged beef in a little container because it's supposed to taste better. Because you let it age a little bit. In other words, you let it get old. So what's the difference in his lamb and that lamb? Because the color. When you skin him and take the hide off him, take the hair off him, the meat gonna look the same. I don't care what color he is. They're just the outside. Now, the only difference in the cow meat, they got what they call a wazoo. It's still beef meat, okay? But the thing, it got more fat in the meat. It marvels. That's the only difference. That cow got more fat in the meat. The cow from Asia somewhere got more fat in the meat, where it marvels. And you can't cook it well done because you're going to mess up the taste. I went to a restaurant in Tennessee, and I go order me a wazoo. I said, how you want? I said, well done. She said, well, you're going to mess it up. I said, well, just give me that other cow then. It's, so, so a lot of times people, we got to make sense out of stuff. We got to make sense out of stuff. Same thing as chickens. We got to make sense. Chicken go taste like a chicken. It all depends what you feed him. You got a yard chicken, and you got one that feed all them growth hormones. Gonna make them taste different, but it's still gonna taste like chicken, won't it? But here, this man here got the sheep. So when you skin him, all the meat gonna look the same. And I don't eat lamb meat anyway. You got to know how to cook it. If you don't, you're in trouble. Because you have that fat gonna set right back, and that talent gonna set right back in that meat. Most people boil it first to get some of that oil out of the sheep meat. But here, look how God blessed it, Jacob, for the 20 years he suffered. The same thing happened to Joseph. Joseph suffered in prison for 14 years, didn't he? And look how God brought him out. God, see, us, we don't want to endure nothing. Nothing. We don't want to suffer for nothing. We want it right there. We are right. We are some microwave people, right there. We want to put the pot on the stove no more. Stick it in there, microwave, radiation. But son, brother in Christ, look at the vow that Jacob made to God. In the meantime, he suffered well, but look how he came out. Look at it. Look how he suffered. Look how he came out. If we suffer a little bit, guess what? We're going to come out. Storms don't last. It's going to rain for a few days, but guess what? It's going to pass. Some rain season might last a little longer. But guess what? It's going to what? Amen. Son, brother in Christ. Amen. So we got to learn how to suffer well like Jacob did. And once we learn how to suffer well and depend on God, and it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. Amen? Amen. Those are the churches open. The Bible says, whosoever will, let him come. Come while the blood is still